And now I go to the second architect. I only have a few images. He was a North American architect dedicated to hedonistic understanding of architecture. He was born on the 25th of November. So Maurice Lapidus, you see, born November 25th in 1902, was an architect primarily known for his neo-Baroque Miami modern hotels constructed in the 1950s and 60s, which have since come to define that era's resort hotel style, synonymous with Miami and Miami Beach. Well, synonymous with a rich Miami and Miami Beach, because Miami also has a lot of poverty. But architects in general do not care too much about that. Zaha Hadid included. Anyway, Maurice Lapidus, here is the man. He doesn't look too happy or too hedonistically oriented, or maybe, you know, he's probably over 90 here. He's tired of too much, in this picture, of too much hedonism, and he even will read a statement by him. Here he looks rather strange, but I don't know. He's not at all one of my preferred architects. I'll just show some images from his work, which was destined to give people pleasure. But to me, this understanding of what pleasure is very misleading. You know, the resort hotels, what are the resort hotels? You know, they are escapes for a short while to forget about the essential boredom of your life. Americana, there at the top, you know, rather vulgar. You know, it's a rather vulgar architecture, but I present him because he was reconsidered somehow at the time when I lived in New York City, and I attended, you know, events where his name was mentioned. So I said, let me look at him a little bit. Yes, it's an architecture of pleasure, you know. Bored people from other parts of the country or the world would come here, spend their money to have the illusion that they are godlike or Nero-like, if we are to think of the Emperor Nero and Nero in Rome and his incredible octagonal room, which we didn't see. What is a hotel? You know, it's a space of transitoriness. It's a space of illusions. It's a space of forgetting, you know, in a way, the limits, the intrinsic limits of being a human on this earth. I am beginning to feel that perhaps I made a mistake that I included him in this presentation, but now I move forward. Of all the buildings that I saw, this one is perhaps the only one that I can accept, because it is more abstracted. Of course, it has a lot of glass, but at the time when he built, you know, he didn't have to deal with climate change and sustainability. It has a certain level of abstractness, which I guess is okay. I don't know about the interior. If you like pop art, I guess the interior as well. But in my opinion, it's a rather vulgar expression of what joy on this earth is to be. The architecture of joy. I discovered actually a Romanian, I don't know, architect or a student or a scholar who wrote about him, about Maurice Lapidus, and she used this title, The Architecture of Joy. In my opinion, the reasons really such a great joy in what I looked at there is the appearance of joy. It's certainly not the same word and the same joy that Ode of Joy of Beethoven referred to. So this is what she wrote. Irina Marinescu in Romanian. Nu știu pentru care motiv, azi mi-a venit în minte obsesiv numele arhitectului Maurice Lapidus, cel mai probabil printr-o asociere de imagini, pentru că arhitectura lui mă duce cu gândul la Fata Morgana și la reveriile filmice pe care le am în fiecare vară. So let me translate. I don't know for what reason. Today I thought of Maurice Lapidus, maybe because of a possible association of images, because his architecture makes me think of Fata Morgana and filmic reveries that she had, the author of these words, in each summer. I imagine those filmic or reveries were actually Hollywood made. Here he is in the kitchen washing dishes. It is said that in the United States, men wash dishes and not women, but I see she's doing something in the sink rather similar. Anyway, he does seem happy here, and she seems to admire him for cleaning up the dish. My whole success, he says, is I've always been designing for people, first because I wanted to sell them merchandise. I guess he was a merchant at first. Then when I got into hotels, I had to rethink, what am I selling now? You are selling a good time. So this architect, sold people what he called a good time. I'm absolutely sure I would not have bought so-called good time from him. Although these steps towards infinity seem to be attractive, and obviously not only for me, but what can we say? Is the ocean, is the sky, is the desire for, again, forgetting that life is not just pleasure. And probably Mr. Lapidus didn't know what Leonardo da Vinci said, that pain and pleasure are twins, and they always come together. Otherwise, this image is rather intriguing. I don't know exactly what these circles mean and what they were made for, but this is more of a rather interesting architecture. And here we see a little bit of melodrama in terms of space and forms and shape. Why not? And another good time. And around 1960s, Miami Beach architect Maurice Lapidus, whose credits include Miami Beach's Fontainebleau and Eden Rock hotels, was commissioned to redesign Lincoln Road. Lapidus designed for Lincoln Road, complete with gardens, fountains, shelters, architectural follies, shade structures. Each shade structure exploits 20th century technology in concrete construction, concrete which pollutes a lot, folded plates, cantilevers, floating slabs, etc. And an amphitheater reflected the Miami modern architecture, or MIMO or MIMO style that Lapidus pioneered in the 1950s. The road was closed to traffic and became one of the nation's first pedestrian malls. And what do we look at here? Luxe, calme, volupté, to use the words of Charles Baudelaire, right? Who said that life is difficult? Who said that life is, full of problems? These people don't seem to have any problem. And Miami welcomed them for as long as there was something in their pockets. That's it.